Good morning. How are y'all doing? I know I was going to do a live, but I just did not know ahead of time that when my schedule is. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm guessing that next Sunday, I should be able to do a live. And it will be probably anywhere between 9 and 11 my time. That's when the start time will be. And I'll probably have an hour to be able to do that. If I can do it anytime between now and next Sunday, I will make a quick short video and get it out to you. One of the reasons why I'm going to talk to you about a text that was sent to me, a message that was sent that if I did certain things, my channel would probably hit more viewers and then be a bigger channel. Excuse me. Well, that's not, after a lot of deep thinking, I've come up with the same outlook on this channel as I've had before. The channel isn't meant for everyone. And I think that if someone is looking for someone with what I have to offer, they will find it. It's not hard to find. And I don't need to make the money off the channel. I'm really trying very, very diligently. I shouldn't say trying. I am self-disciplined in not mentioning that I have a channel to anyone I know. So only y'all know. I don't care if you share the channel or not. I like the likes, and I like it if you subscribe because you want to be a part of the tribe. I like the likes because then I feel like, oh, somebody actually saw it. That's nice. And it keeps me company. But more than that, I like the messaging. I think that's where we can help support each other. Oh, excuse me. And learn from each other. I really feel like it's more of a support group for me. And if I can help any of y'all at all, of course, that's what I want to do. That's awesome. But that's the only reason I have the channel. It's not for money. Matter of fact, Christine, my friend Christine that I talked to you about, she's the only person I know personally that knows about the channel. Excuse me. And that's just because that girl knows how to keep a secret. I just want people who really want the company, you know, to be here. I don't want people just watching it just to be throwing comments around that don't mean a lot. Also, it's written down in my office. I think it was Denise, and I know Diana. We message each other back and forth quite a bit too, along with anyone who messages. You know, I love you, and I appreciate it. I need to put on some makeup. I know I'm gonna get some company. We have a lunch today. with my mother-in-law. That'll be nice. Well, it's not that we don't spend time with her and go to lunch. It's just later we're going to take her to a restaurant she likes called Red Lobster. I don't know if you've heard of it. I know most of you Americans have. But anyway, I have a lot to do between now and then. And it's hard for me to quit doing what I'm doing later in the day. So I put on makeup once during the day and then I quit. Anyway, so I was just going to tell you, I'm going to try to do it next Sunday. If for some strange reason I'm not here, if something comes up, I guess I can I just hate to disappoint anybody. That's why I've been not doing it. Matter of fact, I'd be doing a live right now if I had said it last week, and it's 11:30, so I would have been on time. Dang it. Oh, this is it. So someone mentioned I have dyslexia, and names and numbers are really difficult for me sometimes. So I apologize. Please forgive me. But I know who you are. I've mentioned deleting messages if they're too personal, because we sometimes do get personal here, which I love. Oh, and I did hear from BX Gal recently. Yeah. Was it you that mentioned that? I know I wrote it down because I was going to call you out and say, thank you so much. What a great idea. But here's what I'm going to tell you. I'll make you a deal. If after you leave me a message, on one of my videos, once I read it, if you say please delete, I'll try to figure out how to do that. I'll try to figure out how to delete messages. And also, she had mentioned something about when I do a live, I can delete messages. Or maybe the whole live, as far as I'm concerned. What are you thinking? Give me some feedback on what you think. Or how to go about it, if you know the tricks of the trade. Because I think it's kind of cool to think about. I really do. You know what? I've never had much in eyebrows because when I was little, I used to pull them out. Maybe that has something to do with it. But I used to also pull out my eyelashes. So, and I have plenty of eyelashes, I think. I mean, they're not thick and lustrous, but I don't know. So anyway, I wanted to put that out there. Next Sunday, I will start it somewhere between 10 and 12 o'clock. So I'm sorry for not better warning. But with everything I have going on here at the house and health issues, I just can't tighten it down more than that. Matter of fact, today I'm pretty discombobulated. But that's okay. I was thinking earlier today, this is what I was going to bring up. Is that I was going to share with you a little bit about dyslexia. Dyslexia sometimes looks a little bit like memory loss. In my case. So I can call somebody the wrong name for almost the rest of their life, unless they keep reminding me of what their name is. What do I want to do? it is messing up or just forgetting altogether what names are to people. It can be, for me, it can be forgetting numbers. Anyway, the way that they're supposed to be remembered. I used to try to, I thought, improve my memory by playing memory games, trying to remember license plate numbers. And I even read a book, How to Remember Names or something like that. And so I tried it on names and license plates because I was driving a lot. And you know what? It didn't help me in the long term. It just would not stick. So, you know, between you and me, I believe I have the signs of dyslexia, but I also wonder if it was brain injury because I got it's funny now, but no, it's not funny. It's just funny the way I say it in my head. It's like, well, I used to get hit a lot in the head when I was little. Why does that make me giggle? It used to make me really sad, but I've had so much therapy on it. And I've seen so many comedians now that can say some of the most horrible things and make it funny. And in my head, I'm hilarious. Ugh. And I'm not laughing at you in case you've had a horrible childhood as well. I'm just saying, see, sometimes I'm messed up. But I do think, if you want my honest opinion about it, that there are some of us, and I think a lot of people who have been through hell, whether it's things you hear on the news or war situations, you'll find, and you'll see it a lot in the military. Not everybody. Gosh, some people take themselves way seriously. But you will see a sense of humor that is very dark and twisted. You'll see it in the military, medicine, emergency room stuff. Not out in the obvious. Social work, counselors. Yeah. And the thing is, if you find something that gives you relief, you don't have to be ashamed of it. Just be very careful who you share it with. That's for sure. I went to a conference and, oh my God, I was having such a good time. But I got a little carried away at one of the dinners. And, excuse me, someone was saying something. And it came across funny to me. I don't know why. I wish I could remember what it was. But I said something smart. And a couple people at the table looked at me funny. And I had to do a cover-up, which I hate to do. I hate to lie. But I was like, didn't you say, oh, I'm sorry. I completely misunderstood. I had to play dumb blonde. And I got out of there as quick as I could because those weren't my people. I'm sorry. Here's one of the things that I'm going to tell you. If you don't find a way to deal with your pain, your trauma, that is a way to share positive energy, right? You don't have to share your trauma, but if you're going to be judgmental and mean about whatever it is that you went through or are going through, it's nobody's fault that you had that kind of a horrible experience. It's not my fault, right? It's not your neighbor's fault. Well, we hope. That's all I'm saying. And that's what a lot of the military people that I work with, they're like, nobody understands. And it takes a long time to get to that level. Thank God we do. And it's like, okay, you're right. Nobody understands your pain. But being mad at other people because they don't understand your pain is kind of cruel. Why would you want someone to feel your pain? I mean, you're kind of like a superstar, a Superman, to be able to survive something like that. But being mad because you're the only Superman you know doesn't make sense, right? Most people don't survive certain situations. And if they stay alive, they're not happy. Now, there are some people who've gotten very famous, writing books, making money, sharing their experiences, being advocates. Now, that's impressive. Wow. That's impressive. Okay, so I told you, did I tell you? I think I told you how much I like this LA Colors Precise Eye Marker. Did I tell you? Oh, I like it a lot. And guess what? I finally found it. And I guess I have the last one. Because it's not I got the last one at Dollar General. I looked at Amazon. I looked at LA Colors. My guess is that there's a design flaw in like how long it'll last. I don't know. This is only the third time I've used it. Maybe they haven't figured out how to do something. But, or it's so awesome that they sold a recipe to some high and mighty eye makeup company. That's what I think. I love this felt tip pen. It's so easy to control. Okay, so going back to dyslexia, I'm going to let you know this. Nobody's perfect. Mine just happens to be that I forget things. Whether it's numbers or names, matter of fact, I even tell clients once in a while when I think of it, because of my memory. No, I'm kidding. Because we cover a lot in the first few sessions, but especially if I'm under stress. If I also am taking on a new client, I will tell them, I need you to know that sometimes I have been known as the most fabulous secret keeper. And part of that is sometimes I forget details, names, numbers, and I don't write that stuff down. Anything that could be taken to court. But I do write your name down and your ID and identification, things like that. But I don't write down a lot of things because if something happens to me, I don't want someone else to get their hands on my files, because we have to leave our files with somebody. Otherwise, it's abandoning clients. So anyway, I let people know sometimes. It's amazing, though, the things that I remember. For instance, back when I was a hairdresser, I had this client, and I remember her name. Her name is Annette. Lovely, lovely human being. Well, I remember she was kind of under some stress, and she told me she was going to quit smoking. And I was like, no way. With all this stress going on, I'd never think quitting smoking would be on the agenda. She quit smoking. And then I saw her quite a while after that. And I said, how's that not smoking going? You know, I'm not judging, just asking. And she said, oh my God, you remembered. She was so sweet. She goes, yeah, in 3 months. And this is before I ever had a computer or a cell phone. Or I don't think Facebook was invented yet. So anyway, I see her a while later. So I didn't see any Facebook notices or anything like that because we didn't have it. Anyway, I saw her a couple years after that. I'm not sure. And I said, hey, so has it been 3 years since you quit smoking? Or how you doing with that? And she just could not believe how I remembered that. So I sometimes will forget your name, but I won't forget your story. Once I remember who you are and get, it's like, oh, I told you this or this. I'm like, oh, now it comes all the way back to me. Yeah. I don't usually forget anybody's story. I don't know why. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. Here we go. Just jibber jabbering because I miss ya. Seems like forever. Well, I got the important stuff on. I can always touch up more later. I'm going to put on a little lipstick. So if you have a memory problem or issue, or you have warts or wrinkles or a stutter, or you limp, or you're in a wheelchair, or you're very short or tall, if you have a funny accent, ask yourself, Do you want to fit in? If you do, then there's certain things you might be able to... Once I start yawning, that's it. I'm going to do it the rest of the day. There are certain things we can do to help us fit in. And sometimes there's not. So sometimes we have to just accept those things about ourselves and not blame them on other people, right? If somebody looks at me funny because I've opened my mouth and stepped in it again, I'm not going to get mad at them because I do know that I sound cynical and cold sometimes. Especially when I'm laughing at something that I can't even think of it, but I do. I laugh at stuff that's... Or I'll say something snarky or sarcastic. I'll give you an example one of these days. I just can't think of one right now. What else would I tell you? Oh, why am I yawning this much? I know I got some sleep last night, but I went to bed with such a tummy ache. Okay, so back to you. If you're not happy with something about you, then you can either start working on repairing, reshaping, redoing, whatever, to try to be more socially acceptable, right? Or, like me, after enough time and energy, you can just decide, this is me. I'm obnoxious, sometimes I'm loud, sometimes I laugh way too loud, and sometimes I trip and fall. I've always been clumsy, so when I bounce back up, I just say, oops, new feet. And sometimes if I just shut my mouth, people think I'm wonderful. But I think that's why I have this channel, is because I need an outlet. Oh my God. Anyway. Maybe it's time you just accept what you have to offer the world. You know, are you actually helping anybody with some of your assets? Whether it's money or labor or kind word or glance. I don't think I've had one of these yawning spells in ever. Not in a long time. It usually comes from a particular client. She has these silent yawns where she'll just go like that. And I can tell. And so then I'm yawning the rest of the day. And I've had a client right after her. Oh, he would get so mad. He'd get furious. Oh, am I boring you? And so I finally moved him to a different day and time. Didn't have that problem anymore. People. Anyway, I think you're okay. And I think because I'm so quirky, it's easier for me to appreciate other people that have quirks that might make them a little bit on the outside. Because I'm a little bit on the outside kind of person. So, you're not on the outside here. I'm glad you're here. So leave me a comment just to say hi and tell me how you're doing. Tell me what your quirk is. That'd be fun. Then I don't have to feel so alone. Mine's memory, dyslexia, and obnoxiousness, and yawning. There's my short list. All right. I'm going to go get busy. Crap. I don't don't have as much to do today as I usually do on the weekends. I've been feeling better and keeping up on stuff. Work's going good, and I feel like my health is getting better. So I hope y'all doing well, and I'll look forward to next week doing a live, because I figured out how to do it. Matter of fact, I ought to just do a teeny weeny little live that just says test and then try to delete it. But my big issue is the more lives I put out there, the more advertising, or the more it might pop up. And I don't know. I'm afraid some people that I know are going to find it. And then I'll be in trouble. All right. I'll have to deal with it. All right. Love you. I'll see you next Sunday. Fingers crossed. Okay. Bye for now.